Hello, trading is closed on August 21st, 2019. Let's go over our calls. Look for the pattern with the early high. We got that. We said that if this was a false move here, we should gap over this high and hit this target, and we did. And there's support right at the target. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high. Doesn't mean you won't gap down first. Here was an ultimate buy signal. That worked. MEJT said this drop was false and would retrace. That happened. We had a target to go over 29.2650, and we did that by really just a few ticks. I mean, you need 29.2651. We got 29.2657. If that holds, it meets the criteria for a direct hit and should lead to a big move in the other direction. Of course, by the time, it means a big drop. By the time the drops happen, by the time you know if this holds or not, it's too late to act. Just remember that if this doesn't get overtaken, a big drop is coming according to the system. Let's say is very likely to come according to the system. Well, this pattern usually has a strong rally into the close. If it does not, all can be made right by gapping up, taking out these highs at tomorrow's open. Futures are already up, but don't forget they're up. They've satisfied these in extended hours, which doesn't count, but it's still up in that resistance. If we don't get this, the next most likely thing, then if we don't get this, should be a big drop. We haven't had either yet, so probably get either a big rally or a big drop at the open. And when all these lows, all these highs are lower one than the other, usually you wind up with a big drop. Here was the count. Here was what we said yesterday. We had the target and that printed. Now, I've really had trouble counting these waves, and at least I finally came up with a count which would explain a big drop. Now, the count doesn't have to be right. You don't know till it's too late. But if we do drop right from the open, here's your A and here's your W, X, Y, and that would be like an ABC, really. You just don't want to relabel everything. You could just make this an ABC and all the fibs fit. You could call this purple B. Just a question of relabeling it. Well, there's a number of ways to read this. Here's a wall, here's a hole in the wall gap that usually fills pretty quickly, usually within a day or the opening of the following day. Doesn't have to, but it happens the majority of the time. That would call for a drop under this low and finding support there. There's also a stilt. Here's your diamond. Half is all you need. Got a Fibonacci target right at the high. Here's the origin of the left stilt. So you really got strong resistance right here. And usually the first challenge or the origin of the left stilt holds. Well, Thursday's pattern has the early high. Doesn't mean you won't gap down. The pattern of lower lows throughout the day rather than the higher highs one normally sees is not good. Bulls need to gap over today's high to invalidate the pattern. Now, futures are up as I'm recording this, so it's not possible. If that doesn't happen, we've got failure at resistance and a good chance for a strong drop right from the open, undercutting yesterday's low. We'll have to see what the open's like. But as of now, we've stopped at strong resistance. And if we don't invalidate it by gapping up over this, we're in for a straight line drop under that low. As always, if we gap up, it's killed before the open, but that's what I'm looking for, and that's today's call.